A Rochester teen found guilty today of murdering a man in February 2021, where the victim was set on fire and burned alive. The verdict for Adrian Riley Jr. delivered in less than 5 minutes this morning in court. And while the prosecution says they're satisfied with the decision, they say it still does not take away from the brutal nature of the crime. Adrian Riley Jr. found guilty Tuesday of murder in the second degree, along with gun crimes in connection to the death of 53-year-old Steven Amenhauser. Riley Jr., along with then 16-year-old Zayvion Perry, both now convicted of setting fire to Amenhauser on Lyell Avenue back in February of 2021. The victim was taken to Strong Memorial Hospital with second and third degree burns on approximately 70% of his body. He died from injuries 3 days later. Riley had been facing 2 counts of murder in the second degree. Now, that guilty verdict for the first count compared to the not guilty verdict for the second count, prosecutors explain, means intent to murder. The prosecution tells us they are happy with the outcome, but it doesn't take away from the horrendous nature of the crime.
It actually makes complete sense. This was intentional murder. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So we're very happy with today's verdict. She found him guilty of intentional murder for intentionally setting the victim, Steven Amenhauser, on fire.
Riley did not take a plea deal and waived his right to a trial by jury. Assistant District Attorney Rachel Clark tells us she believes a bench or jury trial would have resulted in the same verdict.
The act itself was so violent and horrendous that a jury or a bench trial, it wouldn't have mattered, in my opinion.
Clark says given Riley's age at the time of the crime, he can face anywhere between 6.5 to 15 years to life in prison. While this was a lengthy process, 2 years, much of which officials attribute to COVID shutting down the courts, Clark says the teen's actions were indescribable and despicable.
Based on the proof and the evidence that we presented, there was no rhyme or reason, and he had no remorse. So that's all I can say is there was no remorse for what he had done. He tried to cover up his actions, and now he's being held accountable finally.
And the second teen, Zayvion Perry, pleaded guilty to manslaughter last month. He now faces up to 25 years in prison. Adrian Riley Jr. will be sentenced on March 28th, and Perry will be sentenced the day prior on March 27th.